Let us look at our second example. So our second example is simply sine x plus cos x tan x plus cot x is equals to sec plus cosec x, right? So they want us to prove does this really equal to this? So they want us to prove. So how do we prove this? So this is a very simple example. So I said from my video, we always pick the one which looks complex, right? When you get the simplest one, it will be hard for you to prove it. So let's get the one which seems to be complex. So I'll pick my left hand side. So I'll say left hand side, right? So now let's solve. So what is on my left hand side? My left hand side, I have sine x plus cos x is equals to tan x plus cot x, right? This is what we have. So let's try to solve. So we have to multiply this, what is in these brackets and what is in the other brackets. So let's first simplify what is in these brackets. So you can simply say sine x plus cos x, like that. We simplify first what is in these brackets. Tan, when you look at tan is simply a reciprocal. It's under reciprocal identity. Tan is simply sine x over cos x, right? Plus cot. What is cot? Cot is simply the inverse of what? Of tan, which is simply what? Over what? Over sine, right? Very simple. So now let's multiply this by what is in there. So when I multiply sine, we'll start with sine first. When I multiply sine with what is in there, the first one will be sine. Sine multiplied by sine is sine what? Sine squared over cos, right? When I multiply sine times cos is simply what? Sine times cos is simply sine x multiplied by cos x over sine, right? That is our first equation. So when I look at this, I can simplify this. I can say sine and sine will cancel there. I'm going to remain with cos. So it means I'm going to remain with sine squared over cos x plus cos, right? From there, I can simply say this is over 1. I make cos my subject of the formula. You can make cos my subject of the formula. Where I say cos into cos is 1. 1 times sine is simply what? Sine what? Sine squared x. 1 into cos is what? Cos. Cos multiplied by cos is simply what? Cos squared x, right? This is an identity. If I look at it, this is an identity. This is under Pythagorean identities, right? This identity is simply this one. This identity is simply this identity where we said sine squared x plus cos squared x is equals to 1. If you remember, this was this identity under Pythagorean, right? So we can just replace this with 1. We said it's equals to 1. So let's replace with 1. So we can simply say we will place the top part with 1. So I can say 1 over cos. Have you seen this? What is this identity? This identity is simply sec x, right? So we have found the first part, which was what? which was sec. We have found this sec. We have found it. So let's find the cosec. We see if it's truly equal. Let's find the cosec. So how do we find the cosec? So how we find the cosec is very simple. We just multiply cos with what is in this bracket. We just multiply cos with what is in the brackets. So let's multiply cos with what is in the bracket. So we can simply say cos multiplied by what was in the bracket, which was what? Sine x over cos x plus cos x over sine x. Right? So let us multiply. When we multiply this, our first one will be cos x multiplied by sine x over cos, right? Plus cos multiplied by cos multiplied by this cos here is simply cos x squared over sine. Right? I can see that this cos and this one are the same. We can cancel. I'm going to remain with what? Sine x plus cos squared x over sine x. Right? I'll say this is over 1. Then I'll make sine my denominator. Right? I'll say 1 into sine. 1 into sine is simply sine. Sine multiplied by that is simply sine squared x. Sine into sine. Sine into sine. When I say sine into sine is simply 1. 1 multiplied by the cos on top is simply cos squared x. This, my friends, is simply the Pythagorean identity, which is equals to 1. So I'm going to replace it with 1. So I'll just say 1 over sine. What identity is this under reciprocal? Identity is simply cos sec. So we have found our identity. So we can just simply combine the answers where we say left hand side simply sec plus cosec. Then we say proved. Meet you in the next video. Thank you for your time.